Good morning. Can I have the screen go off for a while? The screen share. Awesome. Okay, let's reduce the music a bit lower. All right, awesome, beautiful. First of all, good morning, everybody. My name is Dino, and today is Saturday, and the first session is by me, and that is the personal development session, right? So some of y'all already know me, some of y'all don't know me yet, right? So first thing first, let me introduce myself. My name is Darman. People call me Dino, but I'm going back with my old name for some reason. So it's Darman, and the first session is personal development, right? So something beautifully, I I felt very overwhelmed yesterday. I always feel overwhelmed, right? Something I felt extra overwhelmed yesterday, knowing that how grateful I am, to be here in this current world. There's so much things happening, and I'm still getting a lot of good stuff. I'm blessed, and I have good brothers, right? So my own elder brother is a coach. He's my coach, right? So staying home with him, I'm grateful that I get to work with him every day. We are like in school kids, we are like school kids. We don't go to work like normal people. We don't have grumpy faces. We stay at home and we chillax, we work and all that. And thanks to him, I actually knew my goals back, right? I remember my goals, I remember dreams, and all this is long story. So I used to forget all my dreams. I used to forget all my goals. I was so into about working, and that was 3 years ago. And long story short, before I came to the field, I was so fat, and then he helped me lose 22 kilos, right? And I decided back then that I want to do this for good, right? I want to help people for good. Um, and today, when I say I'm grateful, I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be here because it's personal development has been something really close to me. Um, because I was wondering at one point of my life, I was really wondering that how can these people really be successful? How can people be really happy? How can people get what they want and they look always happy? Other people are always being the best version they can, being the most happiest version. And why do I keep seeing myself as not happy? So this is the question that I was asking myself about 3 years ago, right? So I'm 27 this year, 27, 26, 25, 24. Or 24 years old, I was keep asking this because my childhood was pretty rough, right? And at a very young age, 18, I left home and I went to go work. So I was an ex-marine officer. So I worked in the sea. I leave family away. I come back every 2 years once, right? And I believe that I'm not sure who insert this in my mind, but I was believing hard work pays off, man. So you got to really work hard to earn that income. And so I believe so. And what happened is when you be too uh, there's a small saying that your parents would say, go mix with the smart kids. Because if you mix with the smart kids, you will intend to be like them, right? No, you can go. No, it's my mom. So you actually, if you mix with the smart kids, you intend to be like the smart kids, right? So which is absolutely true. And at that time, I was mixing with people who are more into working hard, more money wise. It's because I'm surrounded by 12 or 22 crews. All are shit people, right? And not ship people, right? People who works in the ship. They are captains, they are officers who always, have family issues. To be honest, for those who are working in the Marines, they have a lot of problems in the ship, right? And I mean, in the family, some are broken families, some are or divorced, some wife is with someone else, some not good in terms with parents and all that, because they are always away from family. When you disconnect yourself with the world, it happens all the time, right? So as well for me, I was also like that. When I came back home, my relationship family was very rough. So and then at that point, age 24, I I was thinking to myself that my life is better than this. Thanks to my brother, I realized my life is better than this. I'm not supposed to wake up, go and just work and save money at the end of the time. Just that's not me. I'm meant for great things in life. I want to do great, really, really achieve big things, right? And and that was the turning point in me. And when I stepped into wellness expert, I was having so much of trouble. This is the exact word. No, challenge is the exact word. So I'm having so much challenge because weight loss was a challenge, but I was not seeing that as a challenge because I had the community to support in wellness expert. I think those who are actually looking to lose weight, when you come to wellness expert, you find it like you don't really find it challenge. There are always constant people supporting you, the coaches' friends, and all the other circles. So that's one good thing. But when it comes to life, when you can go step out of this field, you have this environment. If you go out and tell somebody that you want to achieve something that you dream, what's the first thing people tell you? No, are you crazy? Is it possible? Why even thinking like that? Just be happy and stay in your job. You're getting enough pay. This is the first thing they will say, right? And that's the same kind of thing that I got from people, because I knew that I meant to do great things, but I wasn't possible. Nobody wants to teach me. Nobody wants to support me. Nobody wants to mentor me. Last week I saw my school teacher, my tuition teacher. His name is Mr. Shiva. He posted this, right? If a young man was well mentored, if you are a well mentored person, a teenager can achieve great heights. That is exactly what I needed at that time. But there was nobody to teach, right? So I was seeking answers at that time. How can these people be so grateful in their life? How can they achieve great heights? So what I did was I was noticing in wellness expert, they were always talking about gratitude, and there was always talking a lot of inspiring speakers, motivational speakers was coming up and sharing things. And in our club itself, I have so many people who inspired me, right? So I realized that motivation and inspiration works together. At that time, I realized that I want to be like someone like them, or someone like this person, someone like that person. And that is because I'm inspired. But at the same time, how do you feel motivated is by seeing someone achieve great heights, and you get to match with them, you get to sync with them, and you feel motivated to do the same thing. It's your drive. And I decided to pick up personal development more seriously. The reason it's called personal development is because you are developing yourself in to be the best version you can, not to be perfect. No one is perfect. Even the greatest. Here's what something that Jay Shetty shared this. I don't know if you guys are really into personal development, really dive in. So Jay Shetty shared this amazing thing on an interview saying that, hey, I can be an ex-monk, but I do play PlayStation. So it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely normal to have your normal routine. There's no such thing. Ex-monk cannot have a Facebook, right? So same thing. So then I decided to pick up personal development more seriously. And in my journey of discovering myself, to improve myself, to get myself in the best shape and also best version here, I picked up a skill. This skill is called journaling, right? Can you see the amount of thickness it is? So today we're going to talk about journaling. So thanks for the history. I just want to share a little bit of history. Why do I really love journaling, right? And thing is, if you can look at first thing when I say journaling, it comes to your mind is, hey, it's meant for girls. It's meant for women. Women supposed to do journaling, not guys. No, it doesn't work like that, right? Here's a great saying by a Clark Kexley. He's not the most richest person in the world. He's just a YouTuber. But I really love the guy. He has this quote called "Never settle for less," right? So it's just something that I want to, right? So what happened is he said that oftentimes people who search that particular thing is not who it's not meant for them. It's not they who need it most stuff. I give you an example. Those who keep searching about losing weight are not are not the one which is 100 kilo plus. Those who are actually searching to improve their health, improve their personal development, improve their shape and so on, are at gym or their personal development seminar, or they are at some place where they need, because they're putting constant effort to search. But those who are actually really, big size, and those who don't really bother about life are actually doing the normal routine, right? So if you are searching for this, then you are meant for it. So it's not only girls who need it. Dude needs it, guys need it too, so it's equal. And I've seen some people do bullet journal, beautiful one, you have a lot of colorful pens, you draw, right? It's fine if you want to do it that way, but mine is a little different, right? Because I was doing this for one reason. It's not one, two big reasons. Number one is this book holds me accountable, because I don't need anything else. I can, even my house is going to burn, right? To be honest, I don't mind anything except this. This book is most important to me, okay? Yes, my mom and my brothers are important. I don't have to carry them. They can walk, right? Good. So I just want to carry this book. That's the first thing, because I have everything in it, okay? And the second thing is, this book actually helps you to be your own coach. Your own coach for yourself, to track yourself, to hold you accountable, right? So I that's why I started this, okay? So I read about this in I was inspired by a guy named Clark, the same guy. And he said that, he have tremendously improved in all sectors of his life, right? There's 5 main sectors in life. It's career, it's finance, it's family, it's friends, and spiritual, right? So he improved this 5 sector in his life by journaling. It played a very big role in his life. So I was like, hey, I am someone who's looking to be successful. I'm someone who wants to be the most happiest person in the world. I'm most pumped about life. So if he's doing something which helped him, I want to try that. That's the mindset that I have until today. Someone is doing great in something, I wouldn't be envy about it. I'll sit down and research about the person, and I'll do what they do, right? You will see a lot of stuff that I do. So I'm going to change to Dino's or Darman's point of view camera. Okay, let's dive in a little. Oops, sorry. Great. So let's do it this way. Just give me a second. Okay. So I think this is too close. So sorry. Great. This is good. Okay. So this book which you see is everything about me. There's certain part, yesterday night I had to staple a few pages because it's private and confidential, it's the next government authority stuff. So I cannot show you guys, right? So I have did that. So I'm going to share with you guys more. Okay. So when I start this book, the idea of me using this book has only one rule, right? There is no doubt, no judgment when I write things on this book, right? So that is the only thing I hold on when I write. That means it's the most wildest, craziest stuff are in this book that I want to do. So I do not judge myself when I want to write, okay? And there's a most important thing about this book is you do it every time. There's no great time. Actually, I got 2 journals actually. So this is another journal. You can see the thickness. There's 365 pages in this. I'll tell you why 365. This is another one, right? So I'm a big fan of buying empty books. Okay, good. You ready? 3, 2, 1. All right. What you guys are seeing here is my first page, right? So usually journaling, people hear that, it has to be I think you have seen the Disney cartoons like where the sister go and write that he kissed somebody today and she go and hides the book down. That is the journaling thingy. No, right now we are an entrepreneur industry. We are personal growth in the industry. This is not about the guy you kiss at the back door. This is about your life. All right. So I'm going to start off first. So usually I divide my books into certain sections. So the first one is about, when you first thing you wake up, you want to see good stuff. You don't want to first thing you wake up and you see someone arguing. It will actually demotivate and ruin the whole day. So when I open this book, I always open from the front page because I write great things about. Really, really great things. Okay, so this particular thing, actually, is Huili here, Ryan here, nobody. I stole it from TWC. There was this old box that they said they don't want, and I found this, and I found it really, really, connected. If you want something, go get it, period. That's it, right? And this is the date which is remaining in our life. It's 222,995 days. So it's a very important thing for me. So all these things which I write over here are things which people say to me. I find this is a very good thing. This is my goal: 6-pack, 6-figure income. And Jim Rohn said this. So I'm going to write a lot. And this paper is actually one of our homework that to show how many years some more we have, how short is life. It's quite constant reminder. And this is one of my client gave it to me. So he gave a gift to me, and I feel this is very important. So I kept it here. This is a message from Huili, Meili, and Jason, right? This is the idea of me starting personal development because these people believed in me, including my coach, right? And I constantly write quotes, which I feel which is important, which is very motivating to me. So this is the first page. You write things which you want to hear first thing in the morning. Someone want to inspire you. Okay, let's go into the second page. So the second page is pretty much about goals. So my business goals, my social media goals, my fitness goal, my finance goals, and all this kind of stuff. So I keep it simple with my goals. I don't confuse goals and I don't confuse dreams, okay? Because goals are meant to be have a target plan. Dreams are like family and all that, so I don't really worry about that. It's a different thing. Okay, I think there's nothing much here. It's just a beautiful handwriting. I know. Thank you. Okay, good. Let's go into the next one. Ta-da! Okay, so this is the 10 rules for a perfect day. Okay, so I hope you can see. Okay, good. So 10 rules for a perfect day. I didn't come up with this. I got inspired by Ryan, but I was doing this without me realizing that there's something called a perfect day, right? So what I did was actually I write down things that I want to do every day to make sure I find it's a perfect day. So let's go one by one. Is one thing I want to wake up 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. every day to give the feeling that I wake up before anyone wakes up and being the hardest worker in the room. Got inspired by Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Second one is I want to train in the morning, 5 to 6 a.m. before anything else, and consistency, and which is happening right now. I want to do meal prep, take all my meals on time, no skip. I want to reply to all my inquiries on client without delaying. That's a bit tough, but still doing. Read one chapter of book every day, write down what I read that I will share with you. Do creation, help to create leads to social media, about 3 to 6 posts. I have pray every single day without failing, which is good. I want to listen to personal development while I'm traveling. I used to drive a lot, right? And get 5 new numbers of leads, write a gratitude note before I sleep. So this is what I want. But here, this is early of year I wrote, and guess what I realized end of it. I also realized there's nothing called a perfect day. These are the things that I wish to do every day without failing. Can't deny a lot of challenge, but I will not make any excuse. Just make adjustment. So, you write something and end up you thinking that, hey, it's not easy for you to get this done as perfect because every day is different situation. You got family, you got clients, appointments. But if you're alone, you're in a military base, sure, this is possible. Unfortunately, we want to live life. We don't want to live life like a military person, right? All right, the next section that I had here is called Write It Down, right? Whatever you see in this book is my own creation. I do not, copy anything, handwriting, ask someone to write for me. I am very, very kiasu and I would like to write things on my own, right? So this one is actually known as whatever books that I read, okay, I would like to write them down and I write what do I learn from the book, okay? This is a note from me to know how grateful I am. I only had $59 in the bank at that time. It was a very tough time, but I still choose to buy the book thinking that it's an investment for myself. God bless, the book had a discount. I only had to pay 18 ringgit. This was on the 21st January last year, I guess. So this is the receipt for it. I keep it just to know how grateful I am for the book, right? And next one. Okay, so this is what do I read about the book and what do I write down? Anything which I find it so powerful about the book, right? So this was a book by Robin Sharma, a leader who had no title. So I write things down. The reason I write this down is because you don't have to open the book back to feel motivated, to get inspired. You just got to open back your journal and read and you'll feel like, hey, you know, I realized, because life is all about, you know, it's up and down. At times you're doing well. You're very, very doing well. But at that time you're feeling demotivated. So at the demotivated part, you need a tool or you need a method to make yourself to motivated up again. So that is one of the tools that I use journal for, because the journal will help me to read all this, get me motivated back, realize my why back, and make me try more higher, right? So that's one of the reasons that I use this. Okay, the next session that I have is called the power. So the power for me is meaning of that whatever I feel which is beyond possible, I'll write things on. Anything, literally anything. Like I said, there's no judgment for it. So that time I wrote about something called this. Thanks to Jai, my best, amazing. I love this girl. She's my sister. She's an amazing person. She, you know how much I love this bike, and she took a picture for me. She printed it out and she told me not to tell anyone, but I'm telling this right now. So what happened is I wrote a note. Why do I really want this? Because that has something to do with history with my dad's bike, right? And my relationship with dad is not good. So this is something for me to count on, to keep moving, motivated me to go on. And this is a note about that. And this is about our millionaire team from Singapore, Eugene SNG. So he gave me this, I asked him a lot of questions and I recorded them and I rewrite that to remember, right? And he's the one who told me 6-pack, 6-figure income. If you have 6 packs, but no 6-figure income, still the same way. So I rather have both, right? So that's what I'm working on, right? And the next one is a map for me to travel. And this is a note from everyone, from wellness expert, giving me on the day I shared that how I changed my life from broke to where I'm right now, right? So I write things down to remember. So the power is all about writing things down which you feel good, which you want to get it done. This is about grain zone. This is about realization and all that, right? So that's one section for power. And another one is a business section. So a business, it's very simple. I am doing Herbalife Nutrition. I'm a wellness coach. So I write down, I stapled this girl's PNC. And you can see PNC. Okay, good. And then this is the current business. This is the month. That's about it. And the next one is social media. So social media also, I stapler it, okay? And people think, what do you write for social media? There's nothing much for you to write, right? But to be honest, there is. To be a social media, to share something, you need to have a mindset, and nobody is good at that other than Gary Vee, my man, my mentor, my unspoken mentors, all this, right? So I write things down for me to educate my people and educate myself too. Always think of yourself that you're learning not for yourself too, you're learning for people to teach them. So you will write things down as well. One of the topic was how to stop caring and just start posting. So I was constantly writing about that, and also document it, do not create. So this is the 2 latest stuff which I wrote. This was like last week, right? And I constantly write things down. I believe in writing. And after that, this is finance. Finance is, I just leave it as it is. It's just finance. And business learning, I start something new. because I was constantly learning from all the other coaches about things, about their sharing and all that. So I write things down. And one of the beautiful session was from Coach Jay. This was what happened on this week, right? So this is what I learned from her. So about journaling, right? I got few things that this is sort of it. There's some other stuff at the back, right? At the back is about affirmation, right? And to be honest, this is not the most beautiful book. It's one of the most scribbled books, and I don't mind. I want it to be the most scribbled book, right? Jim Rohn said something really important to which I feel that I want to share with you guys. That a life worth living is a life worth recording. Most people keep journals, and there are many reasons why they keep journals, or they keep you want to call it diary. For us is journal, because we are entrepreneurs, right? And a journal is not only gives you a place to record your thoughts, your ideas, and whatever you feel, right? But it also allows you to analyze where you are right now, where you're going, and where have you been with the steps you're doing, right? There's a beautiful thing about journal is that, let me just switch this camera. I think I'm done with that front view. So good. So right now, in this current world, in this current days of life, there's only 3 things that you bring back with you. Is what you leave behind, when you're not around. So I always said this to my brother, that I want to live a life full of legacy. I want to leave a huge impact to the community, right? So I think you all know who's Da Vinci, right? Da Vinci is not around anymore. But do you know his books bring value to people? That is so valuable that people are paying millions of dollars to buy the book from those who are having it. He's not around, but what's valuable is what he wrote, right? And when you are not around, when you're literally leaving, the treasure which you leave behind is 3 things. Number 1 is your pictures, the pictures that you take. Number 2 is the library. What do I mean by library? The books you read, okay? And third one is the journal you write. I strongly believe in it. And this is another journal. Let me just share a quick one. So this journal is known as the gratitude journal. That's why there's 365 pages. I need to write without missing every night. What am I grateful for, right? And I think I can share a few pages, right? Let me see. Okay, I'll show you from the front. So I write the things down. It's not the greatest writing, but I still write things down, right? So I write this down almost every day to make sure I don't miss things out, right? So this is a 365 days. I buy a lot of empty books, and especially I like to buy sketchbooks, because sketchbooks give you the idea that you can literally design anything out of your life. It's not the lines, right? So that's 2 things. And before I leave, I think if anyone have any questions, I can answer before I say the last thing. I love journaling. It's very nice handwriting. Thank you, my dear. That's my sister. Good. Yes, it helps me a lot. I love journaling. Very good, Karen. So also remember that this is why I do it, right? Let me just finish it off with this. I write this down so that I really remember. If you're serious about becoming a wealthy, powerful, sophisticated, healthy, influential, cultured, and unique, keep a journal. Don't trust your memory, because when you listen to something valuable, you write it down. When you cross something, your mind, which is so important, write it down, because you can't remember everything. You can't remember the great ideas that you have. You can't remember the things that you want to say to people, right? And that's about it from me. So if you have any question on how to do journaling and you know what's the about the session, the sections that I have, customize as what you prefer. I got a few important things which I think in life. See, when I wake up, the first thing I want to know is that I want to make sure set my mindset right, set my body right, then I get to work. It's not that I wake up and just go and shower and start working. It never happens like that. So I've got to train my mind, I've got to train my body, then I go to work. So for me, the sections which is important is number one is always personal development, personal growth. I give top priority to that. There's a saying that you can be broke in the bank, right? It doesn't matter if you're broke at the bank, but if your personal development is high, you will feel the most rich person in your life. So personal development is the key. So I prioritize that. That's number one. Number two is I will prioritize what I feel, my dreams and all that. Number three, I'll be prioritizing to business because my business is meant to help people and I really, really like it. Number four is finance, business and finance. And number five will be more to learning what can I develop more on myself. I do journaling in the morning. What kind of thing do you write in the book? Is it a daily goal? Okay, good question. So journaling in the morning. I do not journal in the morning. I journal every day, every time. There's no specific date, time where I do journal, but I read my journal in the morning. While I'm having my elu and tea, I'll open my journal and just to revise, why am I doing what am I doing? That's one. Number two, this is a gratitude journal which I write every day at night. There's an important thing which I learned from the people who are practicing gratitude is that if you think of things which you are grateful at night and you sleep, the next day will be amazing. So that's why I do this. Constantly remind how grateful am I. So that's that. And what do I write in my book is usually the section which is a section which is called the power. The power is where I write down a lot because it's beyond your wildest imagination. There's this thing which I wrote about myself that I love race, I love to drive, I love to ride. So 15 years from now, I want to have my own racing team called HBL 24. Every single one of us that whole entire team has to come from my Herbalife team. It's not supposed to come from my outside, I dump in money and then open a place. No, it has to become my teammates, my family, which is in my Herbalife family has to become the teammate. So that's one of the wildest dreams. Who wants to be a racer? Right now, if I ask 5 of y'all, so every one of y'all racer, that's just not safe, get back on field. That's the first thing. But that's my dream. That's my wildest dream, right? So that's what I keep writing. Just remember something when you write. Do not judge yourself. Just keep writing. It can be an empty book. It do not have sessions. It's fine. Just keep writing. And that will help you to actually develop a lot of things here. All right. I think that's about it. We got a next session coming up at 9:30, and that is Coach Phoebe. I need to get ready. You're welcome, Wei-Sian. So I need to get ready for yoga. This is another new thing that I'm learning. If you guys Google up this guy named Devon. Devon is an amazing social media fitness coach, and I'm so inspired by him. He trains body workout, and I saw one of the things that he started doing was yoga. Yoga is important, man. It keeps your brain fresh, and you learn how to balance your core and all that. And I want to know more about it. So I'm going to join Phoebe's session. Make sure you guys join. You're welcome, Amelia. And we will be seeing you guys later. And stay tuned. And this will be my last session for Wellness Expert Self-Care Project 4. Right now, we are after phase 4. Thank you so much for your support all this while. And I'm doing this because I love what I do, the sharing part, and also becoming a wellness coach. So thank you so much for you guys, your time and everything. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bro, shall we have a group photo?
Sure. Thank you, bro. I will be facing this phone.
Can end everyone on your video so we can have a group photo with Coach Diamond. All right, everyone. Okay, get ready and smile. 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys are amazing. Bye-bye.